Hey guys, today we're going to learn about categorical data. So our objective is to create and interpret categorical data, and this is page 74. So our definition says data that are sorted into categories on the basis of qualitative characteristics. So instead of looking at numbers and ordering them, we're going to be looking at groups and things that have similar qualities. Okay, and usually you'll see that in a bar graph or a pie graph, like a circle graph. Okay, so here's an example of a bar graph. So instead of having numbers down here, I'm having categories. So computer, TV, telephone, radio, iPod, webcam. This is most used technology. So first thing I would do is categorize the data or sort it. Here's all the people that voted for computer, all the people that picked TV, all the people that picked telephone, etc. Okay? Then I would graph it based on frequency or how many people picked this, how many people picked this category, how many people picked this. Okay? So I can see by looking here, because this is in millions, that about 4.5 or 4.5 million people chose computer versus, let's say, 8 million people that chose telephone. Okay, so let's look at our first example. So I have a list of data of what people chose as their favorite sport. So my first thing to do is categorize it or sort it. Okay, I've already made a table here, and here are the different sports. So now I need to count and see how many of each sport there were. So first we're going to start with soccer, and we want to cross them off as we count them so we don't count it twice. So I have soccer 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 people chose soccer. Football 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 people for football. All right, so I went through and counted how many of each sport people had chosen, and I had 4 soccer, 5 football, 3 for baseball, 2 for track, and 1 for swimming. Okay, so first thing I need to do is put my categories here. All right, so this would be soccer, football, baseball, track, swimming. Okay, and right here it says total. Well, total means I just count them all up. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 would be my total. Let's double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Good, okay. Then frequency, I look here, and the highest frequency I have is 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now, just like here, I graph it like a bar graph. So the first one would be 4. And then we have 5. And then we have 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so now you can see, I can still see frequency for how many picked each sport. I can see the total number of people that are participating in this data. I could still do ratios of like the ratio of people who chose soccer to track, or I can still do percentages. What percent chose baseball? 3 out of 15. So there's still lots of things I can tell, but I cannot find, let's say, the median because I have categories here, not numbers. I can't find the mean, again, because there's categories. I can't find the range. I can find the mode because the mode is the one that appeared the most, or basically which one had the most votes. So I do have mode, so football would be the mode here. Okay, let's look at another example. So first of all, I have all of these instruments, and this is the frequency, meaning these people voted for this. And now what it wants is the relative frequency. So relative frequency is very similar to frequency, except it just wants it represented as a percentage. So the first thing I should do is figure out, well, what is the total here? How many people participated in this data? So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So my total here, total equals 25. All right, so how would I do relative frequency? I would do a fraction, so 8 out of 25, 5 out of 25, 3 out of 25, 3 out of 25, 6 out of 25, part over whole. Now I would just need to turn that into a percentage. Well, I know that all percents are out of 100, so how do I get from 25 to 100 times 4? So 8 times 4, this would need to be 32%. And again, I can divide that here. So that goes in 3 times, which is 75. I subtract, I get 5. And then I bring down another 0, and 25 goes into 50 twice. 0.32, move the decimal twice, and I get 32%. Same thing here. 5 into 25, that goes in twice. Move the decimal, 1, 2, would be 20%. Okay, 25 times 4 is 100, 3 times 4 is 12%. 12%. And 6 is double of 3, so this should be 24%. Okay, so now it's going to look just similar to this, and I'm going to now graph the percentages rather than just the frequency. Either way, the graph should look the same, because if you see, drums was the most, and look, 32 is the highest percentage. 3 was the smallest, and these are my smallest percentages. So the actual shape of the graph should be similar or the same as the frequency graph, okay? So down here, I'm going to put my categories, so in this case be instruments. So I have drums, guitar, bass, trumpet, and piano. Okay, so now I need to label my graph right here. So this is relative frequency. And percentages. So 5 won't work, 6 won't work, 7 might, but I think 8 would be a much friendlier number considering the percentages I need to graph. So let's do 8, 16, 24, 32, and then it'd be 40, but I don't even go that high. Okay, so drums goes to 32. %. Guitar goes to 20, which would be halfway. The bass is 12. The trumpet is also 12. And then piano is 24. Okay. Okay, again, I cannot find the median or the mean or the range, but I can find mode. In this case, the mode would be drums. Most people chose drums as their favorite instrument. I can still find ratios, and I've got the percentages. I can compare. I just can't find all the measures because this is categorical data rather than numerical. All right, guys, well, that's categorical data. So just remember, it has to deal with frequencies and then sometimes relative frequencies, which means the percentages. Well, thanks for watching and keep practicing.